Now that we are wrapping up the Advent season, let us reflect on fulfillment. God fulfilled His word and promise in the past. He does so today. This is a source of hope and joy as we await the coming of our Lord Jesus. Today, let us remember and learn from the respective experiences of Elizabeth and Mary. Elizabeth was barren, which was considered a disgrace at that time. But as she said, God had shown her His favor and taken away her disgrace among the people when God fulfilled His word to her husband Zechariah. Zechariah was a priest of the temple. When it was his turn to burn incense, God's angel appeared and told him that God had heard their prayer. Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you are to call him John. You would probably protest that God should have answered their prayer earlier. Now they are old. But friends, that is the lesson. Despite the long years of seeming neglect or delay by God, Elizabeth and Zechariah remained righteous in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commands and decree blamelessly. And God could do what is humanly impossible. Are we willing to wait for God to act on our prayers on His own terms and in His own time? Let us follow Elizabeth, who was faithful to God in good times and in bad times. If Elizabeth's experience shows God's concern for her individual condition of disgrace, the experience of her kinswoman Mary manifests God's faithfulness not only to her, but also to His people. One of the Old Testament prophecies says that the promised Messiah would be conceived of a virgin. The Gospel proclaims that the virgin's name was Mary. The Virgin articulated in her Magnificat that God did great things for her, but more so for Israel. He has helped Israel, His servant, remembering His mercy, according to His promise to our fathers, to Abraham, and to his descendants forever. Mary knew that the great things were not about or because of her, but about God who loved Israel. Because God was faithful even when Israel was not. How did she respond to this? Oh, faithfulness too. From the conception of Jesus to His crucifixion, Mary remained faithful to God. Now that we are concluding the Advent season, make sure you reflect on God's faithfulness to us. Have a meaningful time reflecting on God's faithfulness to you and be full of joy.